Hi guys. So I wanted to come on and talk about the finale and the preview, the trailer for the reunion, which is on Friday for Ready to Love DMV. And there's a bunch of other stuff going on as well. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Um, so they of course start off with introducing the couples that were left. It was only enough people there for the three couples to go down anyway. I guess they're trying to change the direction of the show a little bit, um, as in to say, well, if you don't really want to go into trying to date the person, you don't really have to, because we're starting to see that play out a little more, right, at the end of the show. I think with the Dakiya and Paul, I mean, Dakiya and Paul did not have chemistry to me at all from the moment of them probably meeting each other. I don't get it. I didn't see it. Now, some people, have made jokes about maybe they were just trying to keep Dakia on the show, because of, keep her simmered down with a harassment suit, right? With the whole Eric situation. And I thought about it, I was like, well, yeah, because I mean, I felt like she probably could have been eliminated if she didn't self eliminate a while ago, right? There was really no reason for her to come down to the end of the show to say, I don't really feel the chemistry with Paul. We didn't see the chemistry anyway, right? I think, yeah, I felt like Paul was just trying to get to know everyone on the show. I didn't really necessarily see chemistry between him and any of these women. Now, what all these people are doing outside of the show, we don't know. I'm just talking based on what we were seeing play out in front of us. Now, I'm sure we learn this every season that there are things that happen that we, of course, we're not privileged to seeing play out on the show, connections, all that. Now, I know I watched Wiley's interview, and Wiley stated in the interview that Joy gave him a lot of conversation at the beginning of that season. I don't know if that's going to come up at during the reunion or not. Um, I almost feel like it won't come up at all, because he was pretty much, saying that Joy was giving him a lot of attention, and we were seeing this love story, play out with her and Clifton. So people probably don't want to believe that or see that, right? But I think, in fairness to Joy, she was doing what she was supposed to do and trying to get to know two or three people, right, to have as her one through three selections. So I think that it could have been that that's probably what he was getting from her. And I'm not saying that her connection with Clifton is not real. I just thought that that was really interesting that he was in his interview saying that, that he kind of made a connection with Joy. Um, I'm not sure if you guys saw that. Hi, Bridget. That interview with Wiley, and I believe he was talking in Little Black Book. Now, Little Black Book and Carisha, those two, starting to become very animated. I was trying to watch, I guess he was having like a panel discussion on the finale. So I was just trying to, see what all he was in his panel were talking about. Because last season he had a panel of the actual cast. So I wasn't sure if he was going to do that again. But it looks as if it was just a panel of people who watched the show. And so people were in the comments were saying that he was the little black, the little black bully. Oh my God. And so he was kind of upset and saying, "Oh no, people are coming in my comments, calling me a bully." I don't know who he's bullied recently. I don't know if I necessarily felt like he was bullying Zadia, but I didn't think that the way he handled her was okay. I didn't find that professional at all, because I think that we should just remain neutral in these people's business. We don't really even know what they're doing outside of what we're seeing on the show, and we're not seeing much on the show. So, yeah, I'm not going to take anybody's side in anything because I don't know what's true and what's not. I don't even know these people. So how could I make a strong judgment against anyone, including Zadia, right? And regardless of half the cast was saying whatever about her or not, just because they don't like her, do not mean that everything that they were saying happened the way it happened, and that they didn't play a part in those things. And that was my point. I wasn't going as far as calling him a bully, but some people feel that he has a bully way about him. I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think about that. And then Carmisha is over there saying that she's arguing with, well, I don't know. I guess she's going back and forth with Dakiya and Dakiya's family. Dakiya, posted that she's not getting ready to interview with anyone. And so I don't know why Kamisha was saying up next, Miss Dakiya. Now maybe she was just going to talk about her, right? And the Eric situation, or her and Paul. I don't know. Um, but Dakiya did post that in her stories that she was not interviewing with anyone. So that was not true. And then someone in Dakiya's family went over to Kamisha and said to knock it off or something to that effect. And so they kind of went back and forth. She felt like the person was threatening her. Um, I don't know. I didn't read that much into it, but she's over there on her channel discussing that. I mean, I don't really think people should advertise interviews unless they, right? You shouldn't even advertise that you're interviewing anyone unless you have confirmed that the person's going to go live with you, right? I mean, that's what I would think, but I don't know. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if Takia is scheduled to do any more interviews. I think she interviewed already with Crystal. I could be wrong. Um, Now I know Sabrina has interviewed. I'm waiting to see Demetrius if he's going to interview or not. Um, and to my understanding, she was stating in her interview that she and Donovan shared a kiss or what have you. I can believe it. I felt like Donovan seemed like even when he came in knowing about the truth or dare situation, he seemed to lean strongly towards Sabrina. And let me say this, I'm not blaming Sabrina for these guys being interested in her. Like, no one can blame her for that. People who are attracted to you are attracted to you. It is what it is. But if you're not attracted to them in a situation like this, you could at least speak up and say that, at least to one person, right? Why hold three people all the way to the end of the show like that? And I definitely felt like the Tory thing was yeah, she didn't need to do that. And I know that Ace is dating Tyrone now. I see the video. I forgot to upload it to put it on here, so I don't have it. But I understand she's dating Tyrone now. They're a cute couple and all that. But there was no reason for them not to give Ace and Laverne that option, right? Since they were saying that they had a connection. I still feel like that. I don't care about all of the rest of that stuff. I feel like they gave Sabrina, or the producers wanted to see Tori doing, going that far. And it just wasn't a good look. It just wasn't to me, because if she just wasn't interested in him, she wasn't. And he wasn't interested in anyone else. And, dragging these guys on a show like that, I don't really get it. But I guess in their minds, it makes for good TV. But you guys can let me know how you felt about the Sabrina and Tori and Donovan um, and Demetrius factor, because I just feel like if she didn't really feel that way about Demetrius, why say that, right? Why pick him so early on in the show with the whole truth or dare game? She should have just sat there and just set that out, like, took your drink or whatever it is that they had to do if they didn't do it. Um, yeah, because I don't really feel like she changed her mind all of a sudden like that over the whole name change thing, but I digress. So the show kind of ends with them going down. Um, the only thing that really was interesting to me about the families, and Donovan already said that he's never really introduced anyone to his mother before, and then he said he cheated on the wife. I mean, I don't know what to make of Donovan at this point. But I do think, as probably the little black book would say, these things are red flags, sort of, for Carmen to pay attention to, right? These are things that she probably should take note of if she is really dating him. I think all of the Donovan and the Carmen stuff is for TV. um, I feel like Carmen and Paul would have been a better ending, even from the TV standpoint. I Because something about their personality seemed more in line than the Donovan thing. I think that Donovan also made it pretty clear that he was strongly interested in Sabrina, and then it was Tina. It wasn't even. I mean, the whole Carmen thing came in because Tina is self-eliminating, right? And I think that when Sabrina says that during the reunion, I should just play the clip. I'm gonna play the clip of a small clip of the preview for the reunion, but you're gonna hear Sabrina say that. I feel like it was Tina because he also seemed to have interest in Tina, but then so did Demetrius. But then when Tina said certain things to him, we didn't really see them talking to each other anymore, right? Right after she said something about the truth or dare situation, which I mean, she was right. Like, I'm not really, if I see you kissing or another woman kissing on you, you're not really gonna fall in line for me as a real option like that. Like, that doesn't, it really, why would these women set themselves up like that, right? But that's just my opinion. I'm gonna play the clip for the reunion.
The Ready to Love Potomac reunion. You still feel married?
As married now.
You guys both blocked each other on social media and everything.
I was like, what the hell? That guy's a jackass.
Let's talk about the kiss.
Tori emerged. You were smitten.
The emerging was Demetrius.
Okay, well, if I can finish a sentence.
There was an incident between Eric and I.
Do you think you could have misread you all's connection?
No. This is not someone I feel I can trust.
This is also the man that told me that had he started the process earlier, he would have ended up with another woman on the cast.
Who?
Oh.
You tell Ace he going home?
You told Ace. I'm not lying.
You just lied on television.
I did not lie.
Period. Everything I told
I
you was
never
in your
said a
face.
bad word to
Narcissism in
you.
your face.
I can't wait for the reunion because I can.
So yeah, she she said that he told her he was going to pick another woman, but then during her interview, she said they kissed and all that stuff. So how strong was your connection with Demetrius, right? And a lot of people in their commentary, they're saying she just played all three of these guys. You know, and I mean, I guess that's an option, right? If that's what you just want to do. Um, but you would think that they would interview these people before they cast him on the show, um, to make sure that they're a little bit serious about the process. I mean, because and then what did she gain out of doing that? I mean, yeah, she was there to the last day of the filming, I guess, but it didn't make her. It didn't put a nice light on her. You know, it didn't make her look right by doing that. Not to me, anyway. I didn't really. I think I felt like it was just a waste of time to even watch all of that play out because there were other people there that got sent home who could have been there doing the same stuff, right? Just filling people out to the last day. And so I didn't really get that. And like I said, I felt like Laverne and Ace probably should have had one of those spots. Um, you know, that's just my opinion. But I think, yeah, I don't know if they're going to discuss it during the reunion. It sounds like they are going to touch on it, but they're probably not going to say, I don't think Demetrius, and I think that she didn't like the fact that Demetrius wasn't that type of guy that Chase was going to chase her the way I think Tori was willing to do that. Um, but she said that she didn't like him, right? And so, yeah, she picked the wrong person, or maybe she just something about Tori she just wasn't feeling, right? I mean, she's entitled. She's entitled to feel that way. You can't make somebody make something happen that's not happening. Yeah, I'm not seeing the Donovan and Carmen thing either. I'm sorry, I just can't buy into it. I felt like she was saying that she really liked Eric even before they went on the show because I guess they had some type of friendship before the show. And so when Eric left, she had to move on, right? But I just felt like her and Paul, with their personalities, would have made more sense, even just for the TV look of it. To me, I don't really see the Donovan thing because Donovan had made it pretty clear that it was Sabrina and then Tina. Carmen didn't even come into play until she had to. And I'm not trying to be mean about that. I'm just saying that's the way it played out for us, at least on TV. Right. Exactly. It would have been Carmen who, right? Because we didn't really hear anything about Carmen until we had to hear until it just became a factor. He wasn't really, he was talking about Sabrina and then Tina, wanting to get to know Tina as well, I guess, when he realized that Sabrina may really go with Demetrius. And obviously, these guys were hearing what the other were saying during these meetings. So he knew that she wasn't really willing to give up the Demetrius connection, but just yet, I guess. I don't know. Um, I just thought the way it kind of weird it ended, it was like, why are we seeing these people down here? Right. The whole Paul and Dakiya thing didn't make sense either. I feel like after the whole Eric thing, Dakiya probably should have left. That's just my opinion. But then, like somebody else was saying, and I kind of thought about that when once they said it. Yeah, they probably wanted to let her stay there if she wanted to stay there, because she really could have filed some type of harassment with him touching her like that. And then he admits to doing it, but he felt like they were on the same page. Um, I think that you should make sure that she was really on that page with you by asking her, right? This is not somebody you had some long term friendship with. Like if he would have done that to Carmen, I guess it would, and maybe we would not have this conversation. But because he was doing that to Kia, he should have asked her if he could touch her. And then he had already told her that he was going to go with Carmen. So I really I don't know. And I know he tried to explain it in his interview, and he's trying to say that Takia is kind of flipping up, her attitude towards him. But I don't know. What to say about that. I think people shouldn't keep their hands to themselves, is what I think, especially when you go on these TV shows like that. And I don't know why that's not in their contract, right? Because we had this whole conversation before with the Troy situation, and we don't even know what happened with Shallow and Paul. So I don't know. They really should keep their hands to themselves. Even if she was flirting with him, people flirt, and you guys are on a dating show, so that's probably going to come into play. That doesn't mean she wants you touching her body parts. Excuse me. But I don't know. I guess he will try to explain it during the reunion, because I think nephew Tommy asked him about it, and you can hear him saying that he felt like they were on the same page, and you can see the look on her face. So you kind of know that she's going to say no, we're not. Um, I thought Tina looked nice. She posted the picture of her dress. Um, And then Demetrius is like, when one door closes, another door will open. So, and he really wasn't giving the fight for her. And I think she didn't like that. But who was he supposed to be fighting? And who was he supposed to be? I don't know. I think she wanted him to just show more interest in her. The way Tori, yeah, Tori, his name is Tori. The way Tori was. Um, and he really wasn't doing that because I felt like he knew that these other guys were there. These guys were talking in these meetings. So that's probably why he was like feeling like I don't really want to do all of that because I don't know how she feels. Right. And then, and maybe she's going to say that's why she ended the way that she ended things. But she also comes off a little, like I said, nice, nasty. Um, in her personality with some of that as well. So, and maybe this is a part of who she is, right? as well, right? Like you guys gave Zadia all that lip service last season, but it's funny how Sabrina's not really getting any. And I find that a kind of amusing, but whatever. I guess we'll see during the reunion because it sounded like her and Joy had a couple words as well. I think that Joi and Clifton are really cute. They're, a good looking couple. They seem to gel the moment they met each other. At least that's what we were seeing. Even though Wiley said that he was connecting with Joi as well, I'm gonna keep bringing it up because I want to hear her. Maybe somebody during one of their interviews they will ask her about that. Um, but they make a nice couple and they were consistent with the way they handled each other. Even though he was keeping Dakiya as a runner up or backup or number two or whatever you want to call it, she knew that Joy was the connection, right? Especially after that Truth or Dare game, she should have known that Joy was the number one connection. Um, I felt like they were consistent with each other in the way that everything played out for them, and they seem to be the only real couple to me. That's the way I see it. I don't know about the Donovan and Carmen thing. We'll have to see how that goes. Just they're both of their personalities anyway don't seem like they're even in that really in that space to me, and that's just my opinion. And that's just based on watching the show. I'm going to show you guys a clip that I think she posted on her story of them recently. I mean, the people on these shows, they're always attractive, right? And so I think that people get caught up in that. People can look good together, but then all of them probably are going to look good together anyway. It, it doesn't mean that the connection is really there because I just don't buy it. I just don't. And that's just my opinion. But I think Crystal XO. She has a good idea. I would like to see them do like a spinoff show that turns more into like a game show and bring some of the people back from the show from different seasons. I would like to see some of the people come back and see them interacting with some of the other casts from other seasons and drop all the relationship talk, right? I think, well, I mean, I guess they can keep it there if people make connections, if they do it, if they don't. But I would like to see some of them come back. Let me know what you guys thought about the finale and what do you think is going to happen at the reunion. Um, I don't know. I think that, I just don't get why Eric, you know, is saying that he's maintaining that this creepy way of she wanted it. That's how it comes off, right? And I don't like to hear men talking like that. I don't think that you can tell if somebody wants it. You should ask. You should open your mouth and make sure of that, especially if she's not already telling you that, right? Because women are these days they will let you know where they're at. So you shouldn't have to play any guessing game about that. And I doubt highly she really made him feel like that. That's what she's saying anyway. And why would she do that, especially after the guy is telling you you're not his number one pick? So it really, what he's saying really don't make sense to me. That's just my opinion. But I'm waiting to hear that out. The rest of it, I know Laverne is going to get into it with Precious or whatever over. I think Precious said in the interview that there was going to be a little smoke between her and somebody, and I guess it's Laverne over. I guess he's claiming that she told him that he was going to get eliminated, and Precious is saying she did not say that. So I guess that's what the argument is going to be about. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought about the season. What do you think about Ace and Tyrone? They have a video up now as well, so they are dating. Um, so I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen on Friday. And they're saying part one. I'm like, you mean to tell me there's a part one and a part two to this? I mean, I guess I kind of want to hear Tina out a little bit as well. like what happened between her and Donovan. Um, because I know there's the age difference, but I don't know what really happened between them that made her change her mind about him. Because I feel like he would have picked her once he really realized that Sabrina wasn't going to change her mind about the Demetrius selection. Because I think that's what was, what it was. And of course, nobody wants to be number two. But you really couldn't tell who was number one and number two between Tina and Sabrina to me with Donovan. I'm speaking of Donovan. So because he knew that, just like everyone knew that there was a connection between Sabrina and Demetrius, when they both got there, because I think she was a blind date as well. And how do you guys feel about the blind date stuff? Do it make sense to you? Because Donovan, he really had to come in and try to get to know all these people. Um, anyway, I felt like if not Sabrina, if Tina and Donovan would have picked each other, especially since they were both coming in, that would have made more sense to me. So I really wanted to hear what was going on with that between her and Donovan. I'm speaking of Tina. But outside of that, and Precious and Laverne, and Eric trying to explain touching somebody, I it's not much left. I never saw the Paul and Dakiya thing and took it serious. And Joi and Clifton, they're already put the whole distance thing out there. So if they don't make it 6 months down the line, we're gonna know why. So, but they're a very attractive couple. Hopefully things will work out. And then she said she was going all the way to Mexico. I was like, Mexico? I, I mean, well, damn. I thought she was saying she was. I don't know, child. I was just like, what? Like, I don't get it. Why even go on a show like that, right? Like, why are you even going on a dating show knowing that you're traveling all over the place? Like, it make sense. But let me know what you guys think about all of this, and what are you expecting? What do you want to see, I should say, in the reunion? And I'll see you guys in the next video.